So I've like semi heard of this band, the Sex Pistols. They're an English punk rock band formed in London in 1975. Although their initial career lasted just 2.5 years, they became culturally influential in popular music. Let me ask Google this. What sets the Sex Pistols apart?
According to Sex Pistols, despite claims from New York, the Sex Pistols are the true originators of punk. No one else had their attitude, balls, or honesty. The Pistols were inspired by anger and poverty, not art and poetry.
Does it really say no one else has their attitude, balls, and or honesty? Are you okay? So punk, right? That's what they're saying. Oh, I don't have a calculator. Oh yeah, I do. Here it is. Punk. All right, just put that in there. So the Sex Pistols announced their first North American tour in 2 decades. And I have one video clip that we'll play now.
The iconic Sex Pistols are back, and they're bringing punk rock energy to North America this fall. As they prepare to kick off their first tour in over 2 decades, excitement is palpable among fans. This journey begins on September 16, 2025, in Dallas, at the historic Longhorn Ballroom.
Like the generic footage.
Recalling their
They're all hiking. It's like they don't even have a generic band on stage playing instruments. They just got here's some people hiking.
Notorious 1978 tour, Steve Jones remembers the hostile atmosphere and flying objects from the audience. With a lineup including Frank Carter as the new frontman, the band aims to ignite punk's rebellious spirit once more. Why not? Jones answers, when asked why it's time to return to U.S. soil for a tour. Carter asserts that the world needs the Sex Pistols now more than ever, amidst challenging times. Punk isn't just music, it's a space where you can vent and let loose with safety in mind. While John Lydon remains absent from this reunion, the band reflects on their past with mutual respect. New music may be a distant dream, but fans can expect a powerful performance packed with nostalgia and energy.
So why is John Lydon not with them no more? And how did they get the name the Sex Pistols? Why is John Lydon not with the Sex Pistols anymore? A strained relationship with the band. He was left out of the picture because of that. Following years of conflict and even a lawsuit in 2021, which saw him sued by his former bandmates over his disapproval of the Sex Pistols' music included in Danny Boyle's Pistol, a biographical series that he noted as allegedly. Here's dude right here on the left. So how did they get the name? How did they get the name the Sex Pistols?
According to Britannica, in the 2010 documentary The Filth and the Fury, McLaren said that he chose the name to invoke sexy young assassins, and noted that the word pistol was a double entendre.
From their manager Malcolm McLaren, who was trying to promote his clothing store. What, called Sex? Okay. All right. So now, we're caught up a little bit here. If some of y'all weren't aware, what's this video here? Let's play this video.
I think everybody needs this band right now. I think the world needs.
All right, let me put the earbuds on. Ah, man, this is long. Let's just play a few seconds of this.
This band right now, right? And I think definitely in America.
Oh, I remember that song. I hope y'all can hear this right now. All right, that's enough of the music, right? I'm not trying to edit this.
It was a nightmare, to be honest, the first tour of the States, because we were Public Enemy #1 and all our...
All right, that's enough. They're playing too much music. So let's go over to the breakdown here. Let me take these damn headphones off. Okay, look. So we got a little bit of familiar with the band, right? You don't have to really know the band to get the breakdown in. Check this out. North American tour. Check this out. So you kind of see the same numbers right there in this code, which they're calling gematria. Like, who are we to know, right? But they're saying this is gematria. The letters have numerical values attached. I think it's pretty cool because the 4 bass ciphers are just the English language, right? 4 words reverse and then, reduction applied both ways. So it's pretty understandable. Look here how you get the same numbers. And it's right there in the title, North American and Sex Pistols. You see you get 212 and then 112 with Sex Pistols. It's the same numbers, just kind of mixed up. But I want you to see Sex Pistols, and that's the reverse cipher. Z would be 1 and A would be 26, okay, with the alphabet. So look at the 112 with Sex Pistols. What? Look at that, how it match up with the dates here. Now that's their only studio album, Never Mind the Bollocks. Here's the Sex Pistols. It released October 28th, 77 in the UK. Okay? And look, this new tour starts September 16th, upcoming this year. Look at that. It starts 1 month and 12 days before the anniversary of their only studio album. You see that? That release? And that's the 48th anniversary, right? So 1 month, 12 days before the 48th anniversary of their only studio album, they start their tour. You see that? And then Sex Pistols equates to 112. Isn't that cool? I mean, when you're doing these breakdowns, if you don't know much right off the dome, because you're not familiar with the characters, then you just obviously like, oh, let me look at their studio albums, right? And it says that's their only studio album. But they say they made a big impact, I guess, with not that much history under their belt, I guess. Is that what they said in the video? I mean, that's their only studio album. But that's cool, right? 1 month, 12 days. The tour starts 1 month, 12 days before the anniversary of that release. And then exactly 112 with Sex Pistols right there. And don't forget North American, you get 212. So I thought that was pretty cool. And let me read over on the right. This fall, the legendary punk band will embark on their first tour of North America since 2003. Okay, so fast forward, now we're 22 years later, right? When they were joined by John Lydon, formerly Rotten. His name's, I guess his stage name is Johnny Rotten. The 2025 run with Carter begins September 16. Did they say Frank Carter? At the Longhorn Ballroom in Dallas, Texas, the site of a particularly hostile show for the band when it first toured the U.S. in 78. And I think that this is cool because 2 decades is 20 years. First North American tour in 2 decades, 20 years. Tour, T is 2 in reduction, O is 6, U is 3, R is 9. Added up, tour equals 20. Okay, that's pretty cool, isn't it? Tour equals 20. First North American tour in 2 decades. 2 decades is 20 years. Okay, now check this out. I see the name Lydon here. John Lydon right there. It's interesting because the band formed in London. So look at the similarities there. London and Leiden. Right? Just a uh just a if you just have another O in the last name, get rid of the Y, add a N, you get London. Isn't that cool? So the former frontman or lead singer, I guess, John Lydon, and then the band was formed in London. So that's a cool connection. And that's his stage name, Johnny Rotten. You'll see it upcoming. I don't know why I don't have it right there. But Johnny Rotten 56 in the code, and the Sex Pistols equals 56. And look, it says it right there, the Sex Pistols, okay? Okay, so we're going to have some other connections here. Oops. You see how I'm giving it away a little bit there? Because we know Jimmy Carter passed recently. All right? And look at this new frontman is Frank Carter. Okay? The 2025 iteration of the Pistols, original guitarist Steve Jones, drummer Paul Cook, bassist Glen Matlock, joined by frontman Frank Carter of Gallows, Pure Love, and Frank Carter and the Rattlesnakes. That's interesting because we're in the year of the snake. So this is their new frontman. Will hit the road September 16. The Longhorn Ballroom in Dallas, Texas. So you get Carter, and remember Jimmy Carter trending with his death, right? And it's been maybe a couple of months, but that's not the only connection. I'm not bringing that up for no reason, because look at John Lydon's full name, John Joseph Lydon, also known by his former stage name Johnny Rotten, British-born singer, songwriter, author, TV personality. John Joseph Lydon, the former frontman, like Donald John Trump, like John F. Kennedy, like Joseph Robinette Biden Jr. You see that? So you get Carter with the new frontman, right? Look at the politics. Fake world, right? Characters scripted together. Me exposing it. John Joseph Lydon, former frontman. Donald John Trump. John F. Kennedy. Joseph Robinette Biden Jr. And we're not done. Look at the last name, Lydon. Notice how you get Don in there. Okay? Right? But Lydon, like Lyndon B. Johnson. And even Johnson, look how you get John in there. So you got the 36th president, the 46th, the 35th, the 45th and 47th, the 39th. You see, you get all of these presidents within the name. Even dude's birthday. Ooh, notice how he's born in 56 right there on the fly. You like that? Formerly known as Johnny Rotten. Look, born in 56. The Sex Pistols 56, Johnny Rotten 56 on the fly. You see that? Okay. So you get the Carters, John Joseph Lydon. Even his birthday's got political numbers. January 31st, 131. Politics equals 113. Okay? The number for dishonesty, 113. Right? All this political stuff, even synced up with the birthday. All his whole name, are you serious? Right? And then Lyndon B. Johnson. Look at that again. And then Johnson with John in it. What a joke, right? But not. These are facts. Okay? And we look, one more piece. Notice how they kicked their tour off in Dallas, Texas. Sex Pistols. That's where John F. Kennedy got taken out. Dallas, Texas. You see that? And look, it's the Sex Pistols. Ouch. Bang, bang, pow, pow. Fake world. Okay? Fake world. Not to mention that November 22nd date has been popping up. Shout out to Richard West. He brought that up like about a week ago. Here it is again, my man. See that right there? Right? And I think I did a breakdown earlier with the baseball player on the Yankees. If I'm not mistaken, dude's middle name was Kenneth, like Kennedy. Oh, brother, right? You get the Pistols synced up with this bang, bang, pow, pow right here. You get the Dallas, Texas connection. You get all the politics involved. And look, we have more, y'all. I have no choice but to let y'all know, okay? Look, when I think of Johnny Rotten, I think of Axel Rotten. American professional wrestler. He had a brother, Ian Rotten, as well. Look at the connection here, because notice the Misfits shirt on the wrestler, and notice both their stage names, Rotten. Don't forget we have Axel Rotten, Guns and Roses, like Sex Pistols. Oh, brother, a rose could lead to sex. You get pistols. You get the bang bang with Kennedy. Guns and Roses, Axl Rose. Right? Axel Rotten, Johnny Rotten, music, wrestling, politics. Notice the Misfits shirt on Axel Rotten, the wrestler. It's not a coincidence. They're a punk rock band as well. Okay? It's not a coincidence. Sex Pistols, punk rock. Misfits, punk rock. Fake world, rotten, stage names, punk rock shirt on the wrestler. Axel, Rose, Rotten, Guns and Roses, Sex Pistols. Nobody can do this like me. Okay? I'm sorry, I just gotta say it. And they're both punk rock bands. We have another connection. There is a member in the Sex Pistols named, look, he also has the name John. Stage name, Sid Vicious, like the wrestler Psycho Sid, a.k.a. Sid Vicious, a.k.a. Sid Udy, R.I.P. to him. Okay? Sid Vicious, don't forget the Undertaker's birthday was the other day. Wow. Okay? There's a lot going on here. Sid Vicious is in the Sex Pistols. We got the pro wrestler connection. You see that? I mean, there's so much going on here, y'all. Psycho Sid, Sid Vicious, you see it right there? Sid Justice, Sid Vicious, and Psycho Sid is stage names. Sid Vicious and the Sex Pistols. Back to Axl Rotten. Notice how, look at his name, Brian Knighton. I noticed Knight. Okay? And I know that there's this hockey team called the London Knights. You see that? They're not called the London Knights for no reason, right? It's their nickname. Junior ice hockey. Look at that. Right? First thing when I saw Knight, I'm like, oh, the London Knights. I used to watch hockey. Sex Pistols formed in London. Okay? And don't forget the former frontman, John Lydon, like London. Are you serious? Are you serious? And why do they semi look the same? I'm not saying they look the same, but they semi look the same, man. Okay? And this dude, Axel's got a brother named Ian. Are they real brothers? I don't know. Here he is. Why is his name John? Why is his name John? Ian Rotten's born John Benson Williams. You get another John. Here's Axel. Oh my gosh. Look at how he's synced up with this guy, Balls Mahoney. Notice how a lot of these characters are dead. You see he's synced up with this guy? This guy popped up right next to Axel. Remember it said the Sex Pistols have balls? Right here? Fake world. Fake world. And why do they look similar? You know what? This guy's name is Brian Axel Rotten, and he looks like Brian Knobs of the Nasty Boys. Look at this. Look, go back over here. I wish we were live right now. Look at Axel Rotten. His name's Brian. And he looks like Brian Knobs of the Nasty Boys. And look, Brian Knighton. You get KN in his last name. And Brian Knobs is KNOBBS. And they look the same. Look at this. What a fake world. Look at that. Why do these guys look the same? And they got the same first name. Notice how he's got the 5/6 birthday. Look at how this connects. Remember the Sex Pistols 56? John Lydon born in 56? Johnny Rotten 56, who is John Lydon? What is going on here? What is going on here? Why do all these guys look the same? What is going on here? And here's Johnny Rotten, aka John Lydon. So, not many people could have pulled this breakdown off. If I'm not recording, what would I do if I found out that this wasn't recording? There's no way I can recapture this. And I tried to create my Rumble account and it won't upload my videos for some reason. Because I'm about done with YouTube. For some reason, it won't upload the videos to Rumble. But the reason why I say that, because I hit like this. Okay? And it's a fake platform I'm on right now. Because this is absolutely amazing. And you have other people who they couldn't have came up with this in the amount of time that I did. Easy money off the top of the dome. and those people get fake love, right? Hey, I don't get no love at all, right? I'll take a little bit of fake love. You know what I'm saying? Like, I deserve it, right? But it's okay. It's a fake platform. You have agents controlling all of these communities. They want you to look up to them and think they're something special. They're not. They're just gatekeepers and agents here to spy. What a breakdown. What a breakdown that was. Okay? So, the first North American tour in 2 decades. I'm not even going to bother going over the article. Wow. So, again, shout out to Richard West. I appreciate you. I think you just dropped a video I need to go check out. I guess it's just me and you, bud. But that's okay. That's okay. Even Donald equals 112, okay? Even Donald equals 112. And T is the 20th letter of the alphabet, all right? And look at Sex Pistols. Those speakers look like 88. Trump equals 88. You see that right there? Didn't even want to bring them up, man. Those speakers look like an 88. You think that's a stretch? I don't know. We're seeing it's all in the name here and beyond. Shout out to y'all. Again, I'm close to starting up a new channel, and maybe, I don't know, just thinking of a different way to. I think this is the best way with the visuals. You know what I mean? For me, anyways. But shame on this fake platform, man. Right? This info, maybe it is reaching people. They just don't want me to know. I mean, I'm sure it's reaching people who are spying on me, right? It's all good. Shout out to y'all, man. Until next time.